I hear the rhythms of the music. I buy the product and never use it. I hear the talking of the DJ. Can't understand just what does he say. I dial it in and tune the station. They talk about the U.S. inflation. I understand just a little. No comprende, it's a riddle. Turning Japanese, Mexican radio. Turning Japanese, Mexican radio. Turning Japanese, Mexican radio. Turning Japanese, Mexican radio. I wish I was in Tijuana, eating barbecued iguana. I take requests on the telephone. I'm on a wavelength far from home. I feel a hot wind on my shoulder. I dial it in from south of the border. I hear the talking of the DJ. Can't understand just what does he say. Turning Japanese, Mexican radio. Turning Japanese, Mexican radio. Turning Japanese, Mexican radio. Turning Japanese, Mexican radio. No sex, no drugs, no wine, no women, no fun, no sin, no you. No wonder it's done. Everyone around me is a total stranger. Everyone avoids me like a psycho ranger. Everyone. That's why I'm turning Japanese, Mexican.